This is a crazy day in the world of Fanatec. We have two completely different versions of Fanatec being presented to us by Fanatec. And which one is true? Well, in this video, I'm going to let you know what's going on. And you can make your own mind up. You're clearly very intelligent because you're subscribed to this channel. And you know what you're looking for. So Fanatec have made some statements on their consumer customer facing channels, Instagram, and they've made another statement on their investor facing channel, which is their press channel, and they're completely different. So what's going on? So on the customer facing channel, by the way, I'm a customer of Fanatec. I buy Fanatec equipment, never been given any Fanatec equipment for free, and I'm not a shareholder or a shorter in Fanatec or any other sim racing company. So I follow them on Instagram. Instagram video comes up with Belman Adarevic, who's the CMO of Fanatec, Chief Marketing Officer, and it runs through pretty critical issues like, are there going to be discounts on Fanatec equipment? Are the warranties going to be complied with? Are they going to be fulfilled? And are delivery dates going to be, in line with what you get on the website? Are they going to take longer? So questions people are asking for, and we get those answers from Belman Adarevic in that video. I'm going to go into that. On the other side, Fanatec issue a press statement about Thomas Jackemeyer, who's the ex-CEO of Fanatec and still the majority shareholder, but has been completely frozen out. And Thomas Jackemeyer has made really strong statements talking about manipulation, talking about infiltration of Fanatec, and potentially now giving up actually on his bid to regain control of Fanatec. I'm going to explain that. By the way, Thomas Jackemeyer has directly accused Belman Adarevic of working against him. He accuses Belman Adarevic of giving me exclusivity over my interview of him in January 2024 that revealed so many of the issues about Fanatec and his plans to solve them. He also accused me of causing extreme damage to Fanatec. So we're all in this together. We've got Belman Adarevic, we've got myself, we've got Thomas Jackemeyer. Right, let's start off with what Belman Adarevic says. So Belman Adarevic in this video gets the sort of pre-prepared questions and essentially says there's going to be no discounts before Black Friday. Fanatec only do discounts Black Friday. By the way, we know what happened last year on Black Friday. And if you don't know, then you need to make sure you hit the subscribe button right now because I've covered this for almost a year. What happened last year, Thomas Jackemeyer said in the interview to me, is that there was an issue with a fulfillment kind of tracker. So orders have been taken, but the warehouse was already out of stock. And then Thomas Jackemeyer said that Fanatec were working hard to fulfill those orders, but they weren't really, that wasn't a good business thing necessarily because they weren't really making profit on it. Let's hope for Fanatec's sake that's fixed this year, and if you order something, you're going to get it on time. Because I was making videos in like May, and I think people still hadn't received their Black Friday orders from November. So no discounts for Black Friday. That's obviously because people have raised it. If Fanatec needs money to survive, and we know Fanatec, well, according to the financial statements from Fanatec, it would appear that Fanatec doesn't have enough money to actually even get till Christmas. So Fanatec appears that they're saying, look, we want investment now, and if you invest in us, you're going to save the company, and then you'll get rewarded when we do the Black Friday sales and Christmas sales. And that might not be Corsair because Corsair is no longer in pole position to buy Fanatec. For some reason, that sale is no longer going ahead in the way that it appeared before. But Belman Adarevic says no discounts for Black Friday. Warranty, she says, yes, obviously they're going to be honoured. Don't worry about your warranty. And delivery times, obviously it's what happens, what it says on the website. I think that's going to annoy a lot of people because I think some people would have preferred a little bit more acknowledgement in that customer-facing video, kind of where Fanatec is at the moment. It doesn't need to be in investor terms or complicated terms, but just simply something like, Fanatec is in insolvency, but looking for a buyer. There's 30 buyers. We'll update you on that in due course. Meanwhile, this is the status quo. So I think presenting the information that, there's no discounts, warranties are going to be fine, and delivery times, it sort of doesn't present the whole picture of Fanatec. And I actually think it would come across a little bit more authentic if they said the other side to customers and consumers. But let's get on to what they said to investors, and let's get on to Thomas Jackemeyer because this is really explosive. And I think you kind of need to know this if you're thinking about buying Fanatec equipment. And I've made this point before, and I'll let you know once I've said it why I think this is might be something that's backfiring. So Fanatec issued a statement today saying that there's going to be no shareholders meeting at Fanatec. Now this is absolutely critical because Thomas Jackemeyer is a majority shareholder of Fanatec, and he'd managed to corral with other shareholders to get a shareholders meeting. and that was actually approved by, I believe, the local court in Germany. But today the local court in Germany has said that's no longer going to take place, which I don't understand. There might have been, I guess there's been some legal wrangling in the background there. That's absolutely critical, because if Thomas Giacomo had been able to hold a shareholders meeting as the majority shareholder, he would be able to pass pretty much what he wants, I imagine. And he could say, I want to change the whole management. So people like Belman Adarevic, he can say, I want you out. I want to oppose so-and-so. And he's been very critical in the new management. He said they've been infiltrated. He's made various claims about manipulation. He said that they've worked against him and against Fanatec. He also says that there's a member of the management that he named and then has unnamed for personal reasons that is working against him and sort of is kicking out people that are sympathetic to Thomas Giacomo. He also says that, you know, these issues with Fanatec might have been created by people at Fanatec going back years. And I think this is where the issue is, right? Because Thomas Giacomo is saying this very explosive stuff in a position of great responsibility as not only the majority shareholder of Fanatec, but also the CEO and also the person that we all looked up to when we bought Fanatec equipment. We sort of trusted Thomas, and he's a very interesting guy, and he's a very passionate guy. He's a very charismatic guy, but he does like to talk, and you can kind of see his personality through the way he talks. And the way he presents Fanatec, it makes it seem like there wasn't a lot of oversight or control or planning about what was going on. He talks about the decision to put a cart track on the roof for the new headquarters, about how that's a weapon in marketing. But obviously, it's not a good look to go insolvent when you're building a cart track on the top of your headquarters. It's for obvious reasons. But Thomas Giacomo going absolutely, I mean, talking about share manipulation and not happy. And I think now, I don't know what Thomas Giacomo is actually going to do. Because I was always thinking Thomas Giacomo is going to get the shareholders meeting and he's going to pass a shareholders resolution to change the board, and then he's going to try and get the investors together and try and go that way through his shareholding. But now that looks to be off the table. I don't know what he's going to do. He literally could do anything. And Thomas, if you're watching this, I know you see these videos, get in touch again, and we're happy to do an interview at any time and absolutely live as well. So we can do that. That's no problem. But Thomas Giacomo accusing the new management of not being truthful, essentially, at all times, and the new management now doing this video on Instagram to customers. So it's this point that I said at the beginning of the video, which is, what do you believe and who do you believe? Do you believe Thomas Giacomo, who created this company, created basically all of the products that we know and love, who's saying, don't believe the new management, essentially, or casting shadow over it? Or do you believe the new management who are saying everything's fine, warranties are going to be fine, delivery times are going to be fine, don't worry about it? And, you know, for me in the middle, when I'm doing reviews of equipment, do I recommend people buy the Fanatec McLaren GT3 wheel there? That's an amazing wheel that I've used for, oh my goodness, 4 years now I've used that wheel, and it's incredible. Or do I say, well, actually just hold off on that because just wait to see what happens with Fanatec? I mean, who do I believe as well? Caught in the middle. It's an absolutely extraordinary story, so make sure you subscribe if you appreciate me covering this. Obviously, Fanatec affiliates are not really going to cover this story because they may have contracts with Fanatec that don't allow them to do it, or for other obvious reasons. But I'm here, I'm not affiliated with Fanatec. That's why I did the interview with Thomas Giacomo, and just trying to let you know exactly what's going on. Because unless you were subscribed to the Instagram, and unless you're looking at the investor site and looking at this technical detail, unless you're in the investor forums, you wouldn't have got all this information that I presented to you. So hopefully you found it helpful. Please let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.